Hi, my name is Driscoll, also known as BLONDFIRE. I started music when I was really young, mostly because my mom put me in piano lessons probably when I was like 3 or 4. Like, I remember my mom made me practice like half an hour a day, and I was just like, this is so boring, and I hated it. And then finally we would fight so much, she was like, fine, you don't have to do this anymore. And then once that happened, I don't know what time period it was, probably some months, and I hadn't sat down on the piano. I remember going and sitting down on the piano at my parents' house, and I'm like, I can play these songs, and it was fun again. And then just kind of kept going from there, and I just taught myself how to play guitar in my bedroom on this old classical guitar that my dad had around the house, and it was really big neck for my little hands, but I just like figured it out and taught myself. But then I feel like I really discovered I wanted to do music when I was probably around 15, and found really cool bands through older friends who introduced me to bands like the Smiths and Susie and the Banshees and New Order and Pet Shop Boys.
Let's face the ocean once again, follow the tides wherever you've been.
I don't necessarily think about that most of the time. I'm just creating music, but I definitely, like, I notice, you know, being in a band and being a girl. I've been on tour and people are like, so are you the girlfriend of the band that's playing tonight? And you're like, no, I'm actually the band, you know? So I definitely, you know, it has its positives and it has its negatives. It's, you know, even like getting on the radio sometimes can be harder if they just added another artist that's female in the alternative genre. They'll be like, oh, we just added her, but they will still play, you know, a bunch of male-fronted bands back to back. So there's those challenges. Definitely Mazzy Star was one of them, and when I was learning to play guitar, actually, I think the first song I ever really figured out on the guitar was 5-String Serenade, and I was like just so excited that I could play the song. But her voice and that, you know, dreamy music, I'm so inspired by, and also bands like the Sundays, you know, her voice is so angelic, and also I'm really into dreamy music. And Susie and the Banshees, just so, you know, such a cool presence and sound and different. Cocktail Twins. Sinead O'Connor too. I love Sinead O'Connor. The Lion and the Cobra and I Want What I Haven't Got, I pretty much like played nonstop.
Wait till me, they can pull you out to the deep blue sea.
Just my guitar, I mean, just having a couple pedals in my guitar, and with different pedals I can just think of so many different songs by changing the sound. And also I'm really influenced just by synth sounds. If I could be playing the same 4 chords, but if I hear a different sound that will inspire me in a different way to think of a completely new melody, just it'll take me to a different place than if I was kind of just strumming it on acoustic. It's always different with our album that we put out, Young Heart. It was all my brother and I writing songs together. And with the newer stuff, it's become more my project. He's been involved in another band, and so we still write together for some of the songs, but I'm pretty much leading the songwriting on this. I'm just influenced by whatever, I don't even know. Like, I'll be driving in my car and a melody will pop in my head, and I will be like trying to drive and be like, crap, I can't forget this, and I'll just have to do a voice memo. My phone is just so full of song ideas. It's literally just always like, can't take any more photos, can't do anything, but I don't know, I get inspired at weird moments.
Just like a dream, silver and green, we live in between.
I feel like with writing music, you shouldn't be scared. You're just experimenting. Everything you do, you're like building upon the next thing. I mean, I listened to some of the first songs I wrote or think back on those, like, wow, that's so bad. But as you just experiment and put yourself out there, you really kind of can grow. And I can see, like, if I look back, the growth of my songwriting and just from doing it regularly. They always say you play like a girl and it's derogatory, but I actually think it's a positive thing, and women are pretty amazing and do amazing things every day, and we're all very strong, and we're the ones who give birth and do all these amazing things, so I think it's actually a very strong statement to play